Hey, what's up, everyone? I'm Jem, and I help business owners generate leads. And if you don't want to do all the heavy lifting, list building, outreach, lead validation, I can literally sell you qualified leads so you can focus on closing deals instead of chasing them. Now, let's be real for a second. You've probably been posting for months, right? You're consistent, you're showing up, maybe you're even following the personal branding gurus, posting motivational quotes, using trending sounds, showing your workspace, but no clients. You might be getting likes, maybe even a few comments, maybe a couple hundreds of thousands of views, but nobody's booking a call. That's because you're creating content for engagement, not for clients. And in 2025, that's the biggest mistake most business owners make. And in this video, I'll show you how to fix that, how to create content that just doesn't look like that doesn't just look good, but actually brings in real leads and paying clients. Here's what we'll cover. How to know exactly what kind of content your ideal clients care about, how to position yourself as the go-to expert they trust, how to structure posts that drive conversations and DMs, and how to create a weekly system that gets leads without burning out. And hey, if you'd rather skip all the content work and just get done for your qualified leads, DM me the word leads and I'll send you samples and pricing. All right, let's get started with the foundation, knowing what to post in the first place. Most people post content around what they find interesting, not their ideal clients, and not what they actually care about, not what they, you got to think, what do my clients actually care about? And that's why their content flops, because no one wakes up in the morning thinking, wow, I hope I see another 5 ways to grow your business post today. So let's fix that in 3 simple steps. Listen before you post. Stop guessing what your market wants. Let me see if I have slides for this. Let's see. All right, there we go. We have a slide for this. Listen before you post. Stop guessing what your market wants. Go find out. Go where your audience already hangs out online. LinkedIn comments on big creators in your niche. Facebook or Slack groups for your target industry. There's a big Slack group for SaaS called SaaS Alliance, for example. You can use that. You got to see what's available for your niche. Reddit threads like our small business or our marketing. Even YouTube comments on popular videos about your niche. Look for what people complain about, not surface level complaints, but emotional frustrations. You'll start seeing phrases like, we can't get consistent leads. My ads are not getting clicks, but no book calls. I'm posting every day and still getting nothing. Those are gold. Write them down. Every single frustration becomes a potential post. Let's see here. I don't like, I would demonstrate this, but let's get to the next point. You can see anything. If you go on LinkedIn, like just go on LinkedIn and see like what's on your feed, the top creators there, and just see what the comment section looks like, especially in your niche. Follow some guys there, see what the comment section looks like. All right, we have point number 1 still, but we have a second step here. You got to turn frustrations into topics. Now take those pain points and turn them into content ideas that hit home. You looked at the feed, like I said, you'll see some pain points in the comments. If a famous influencer in your niche is making a video about a specific topic, then you can read the comment section about how that might not work for some people, and that is their problem right now. So you can create solutions to that. Frustrating. Let's give an example of this. Frustration here is our ads aren't converting. Post idea. Here's why your ad clicks aren't turning into book calls and what to fix in 2025. Another frustration. People ghost me after showing interest. Post idea. Why your DMs die after the first reply and how to fix your follow-up game. Frustration. Another one here. I don't know what to post anymore. Post idea. The 3 post types that still bring in leads in 2025, even with low reach. These aren't random tips. They're answers to real problems people are talking about right now. Speak their language, not marketer talk here. Avoid marketer talk. This is where 90% of business owners mess up. They start writing like a corporate brochure. But in 2025, people can smell that from a mile away. So here's the rule. If your audience wouldn't say it in real life, don't write it that way. Instead of saying, optimize your digital strategy for client acquisition, say, tired of posting every day and still getting crickets. Instead of saying, maximize organic reach through engagement frameworks, say, here's how to get people to actually reply to your posts. Mini example here. If your audience is real estate agents, don't post how to build your personal brand. Instead, post why your property listings aren't getting buyer inquiries and what to post instead. That's the kind of content that makes people stop scrolling. Scroll shop, they call it scroll stoppers. Yep, these type of content, like this type of content, makes them stop scrolling, not anything. That's me. Example here. Here's a real 2025 style post that actually drives leads today. Hook, you don't need more content. You need content that creates curiosity. Body, if you're a service business posting daily and still getting no leads, it's not your consistency, it's your messaging. Your audience doesn't want tips. They want to know if you understand their pain. Try this. Start your next post with the sentence your client would say on their worst day. Show them a better way. That's how you turn content into conversations. CTA, post frameworks that got me 47 book calls this year, common templates, and I'll send them. This kind of post creates engagement that turns into leads, not vanity metrics. Now that you know that what your audience really cares about, you'll scroll to LinkedIn, scroll to Facebook, you see what the comment section looks like on some of your top influencers in your niche. Let's make sure your content positions you as the expert they want to hire, not just another voice in the feed. Let's see. Position yourself as the go-to expert. All right. Here's the truth. People don't buy from the person who posts the most. They buy from the person who makes them think, damn, this person actually gets me. In 2025, the people who win on platforms like LinkedIn, TikTok, and YouTube Shorts aren't the loudest. They're the ones who make their audience feel understood. It's not about showing off expertise. It's about demonstrating it through clarity, results, and relevance. So here's how you do it in 3 steps that still work right now. Step 1, teach something specific, not vague advice. Most people post generic stuff like be consistent, provide value, don't give up. Those aren't insights, they're slogans, they're just motivational. If you want to stand out as a go-to expert in your niche, you gotta teach something that changes how your audience sees their problem. That's the magic of expert positioning. When your post makes someone say, wait, I've never thought of it like that before, that's when they start seeing you as the one who gets it. Example, most business owners think they need more followers. What they actually need is a better offer message, because 1,000 people seeing the offer equals 0 sales, but 100 people seeing the right message equals clients by tomorrow. Stop chasing reach. Start clarifying your offer. That's short, scroll stopping, and instantly communicates authority without bragging. Here's a quick formula you can use for expert style content in 2025. Common belief, move on to new perspective, move on to mini teaching point. Example, everyone's trying to post daily. Fear realized that 1 great post a week with a strong CTA will bring more leads than 7 random ones. Simple, punchy, and positions you as someone who knows why things actually work, not just what to do. You gotta also prove it with mini stories or real results. Let's see here. Now this is where most experts fall flat. They give great advice, but 0 proof. And in 2025, you can smell fake gurus from a mile away. So instead, just telling people what works, just don't tell them what works, just show them. Give them a step-by-step. Stories and results are your proof. But here's the key. You don't need a big case study or fancy screenshots. Mini stories work better because they're relatable and feel real. Example, one of my clients was posting daily and getting no leads. We didn't change their posting schedule, we changed their hook. Their next post got 22 comments and booked 12 calls in 2 weeks. It's not about volume, it's about clarity. Or even more casually, I tried this framework on my own content last month and 3 people DM'd me asking for pricing the same day. You're not bragging, you're demonstrating. The more specific your stories are, the more believable you become. The more believable you are, the easier it is for people to trust you and buy from you. Number 3 here, you got to invite them to engage without being salesy. Here's the final piece most people overlook. You don't end your post with a dead drop. Guide your reader toward what to do next. But in 2025, the best CTAs aren't hard pitches. They're curiosity-driven invitations. They make your audience lean in, not pull away. I have some examples for you here. If you want the 2-slide version of this strategy, comment plan and I'll send it. Want to see the message template that got us 18 book calls this month? DM me script. Curious what this would look like for your business? Just type yes and I'll send you a free breakdown. These CTAs feel helpful, not pushy, and they start conversations. Remember, your goal isn't to close in the comments, it's to move the conversation to the DMs. That's where sales actually happen. Let me give you an example of something that actually works. Here is a real style post that would crush on LinkedIn or short form platforms today. Hook, you don't need more reach, you need relevance. Last month, a business owner told me, Jem, I'm posting daily and I'm still getting no clients. I looked at his content and every post was a tip, not a transformation. People don't want your tips. They want to know that you understand their pain and can show them a better way. So we rewrote one post around a specific problem, why your Facebook ads are getting clicks but no calls. It did 10 times less views, but 4 leads in 3 days. Stop chasing views. Start chasing understanding. The CTA here is the 2-sentence framework I used to write posts that attract leads in 2025, common framework, and I'll send it. This kind of content doesn't scream I'm an expert. It shows it through insight, proof, and action. So now you positioned yourself as the go-to expert, the person your audience trusts and listens to. But the next step is where most creators drop the ball. You can have the right message and authority, but if your structure is wrong, your posts still won't drive conversions or leads. So let's fix that. Let's see. All right, structure your posts to create conversations. Let's be honest, you might already be posting great advice, maybe even stuff that people say like, oh, that's amazing, like, oh, fire emoji in the comments. But here's the thing, likes don't pay the bills, conversations do, and most people don't realize their posts fail because not because of their ideas and whether they're bad or not, but because there's no structure that turns attention into conversation. So let me give you a 4-step structure that still works in 2025. Even with short attention spans and flooded feeds, it's simple but deadly effective. Ready? Let's break it down. Step 1, the hook. Stop the scroll. This is the line that decides whether someone keeps scrolling or stops to read. Your hook should call out your audience and their pain in one punchy sentence. Think of it as a mirror, something they read and think, wait, that's literally me. You've got about 1 second to grab attention, so don't waste it. This is getting shorter and shorter by the day, by the way. Example, you've been posting for months and still no leads. It's not the algorithm, it's your message. Or if your content gets engagements but no DMs, you're doing this wrong. That's direct, that's real, and instantly relatable. Avoid generic hooks like let's talk about lead generation or content is important for your business. They're too soft. You need something that hits emotionally, something your reader feels. I have a pro tip for you here. Start your hook with a trigger phrase like, if you're still, most people think, here's why, you don't need. These phrases pattern interrupt, they break the scroll and make people curious. The problem. Describe what's really happening. This is step 2 here. Once you got their attention, don't jump to teaching yet. First, describe what they're doing wrong and why they're stuck. Because when people read your content and think that's exactly what I've been doing, you build instant trust. Example here, most people post random motivational quotes or surface level tips, hoping a client will magically see them and say, I need this person. But it doesn't work like that anymore. In 2025, your audience is numb to generic advice. They don't want another tip. They want a reason to believe you understand their situation. Now you made them emotionally invested. They'll keep reading because they feel seen, and people only buy from those who understand them. Step 3, the solution. Teach one clear fix. This is where you shift from here's the problem to here's how to fix it. And this is important, teach one thing per post, but also solve it. Do a full sequence where you introduce the problem, but also solve it in that same video, because it's going to be a short video and you have to solve the problem. Those people are going to feel like you didn't solve that problem. Don't try to cram in 5 lessons. Don't say step 1, step 2, step 3 every time. Focus on one insight that shifts their perspective or helps them to take a small step forward. Here's an example. Instead of posting random tips, talk about the mistakes your audience is making and how to fix one of them. For example, instead of 5 ways to get clients, say why your offer gets ignored and how to fix it. Teach one quick fix, one giveaway, and stop there, but solve the problem. If you introduce the problem, you got to solve it. That's what makes people actually remember you. Some pro tips here. People don't want to be educated. They want to be understood and guided. So explain things in simple language using real examples or short anecdotes. Think of it like talking to a friend who's frustrated, not lecturing a classroom. Let's see here. All right, we have the call to action. Lead them to the next step. This is where most creators drop the ball. They write guest posts, like they write great posts, and they just end with nothing. No CTA, no direction, no next step. Your post shouldn't feel like a conclusion. It should feel like a door opening, and your CTA doesn't have to be salesy. In fact, in 2025, the most effective CTAs are micro CTAs, low pressure, curiosity driven invitations. Examples that work right now. Want me to send you the 2 slide version of the strategy, comment plan, or DM me? Curious how this would work in your business? DM me the word audit. Want to see the post format I used to book 18 calls this month? Just comment template. These types of CTAs do 2 things. Make your audience feel like they're getting something valuable, not being pitched. Start a DM conversation. This is where sales really happen in 2025. Bonus tip, use curiosity and scarcity. I'll send this only to the first 10 people who comment. This boosts engagement and creates urgency without being pushy. Let's put it all together and have a ready to post example. I think I have one right here. There we go. Okay. Hook. If your content gets engagement but no leads, here's the hard truth. Problem, most people are posting for attention, not for action. They're sharing feel good tips, but never making their reader think, I need this person. That's why your posts get comments, but your inbox stays empty. Solution, focus on content that shows understanding, not just expertise. Instead of saying be consistent, say you don't need to post daily. You need posts that make your audience reply. Want shift in your messaging, more DMs, fewer crickets. CTA, want my 2 sentence framework for writing posts that turn attention into leads? Comment framework and I'll send it. This structure works right now. It builds connection, curiosity, and credibility all in one. Now, your posts have actually been structured and have purpose. They attract the right people and you're getting them talking to you. But let's be honest, posting consistently can feel like a full-time job, right? You've got clients, calls, and a business to run. You've got different things, employees, and the last thing you want to spend hours on is staring at a blank screen. That is why the next part is so important. Let me show you how to build a simple weekly system that gets you leads without burning out or posting random stuff every day. And this is something you can stick to. All right, here's the good news. You don't need to post every single day to get clients. That post daily or you'll disappear advice, yeah, that's outdated. In 2025, it's not about how much you post, it's about how intentional you are. The people who win aren't the ones flooding feeds, they're the ones posting strategically, staying visible, and giving real value consistently. So instead of trying to force content every day and burning out, by week 3, I want you to follow something I call the 3-post weekly rhythm. That's simple, repeatable, and it works, even if you're busy running a business. Step 1, Monday, the problem post, which creates awareness and authority. Start your week by talking about a frustration your audience actually feels. This is where you get attention by showing you get what your audience is struggling with right now. Example, why posting every day still gets you 0 clients and what to do instead. Most business owners think consistency equals clients, but the truth is, if your message doesn't speak to a pain your audience actually has, no amount of posting will help. Instead of trying to be everywhere, be relevant in one place. Pro tip, use this post to trigger self-awareness. You want the reader to think, that's literally me. Once they feel seen, they trust you to lead them to the solution. Think of this post as you saying, I see you, I understand your pain, let me show you another way. Now Wednesday we have the proof post or like a testimonial or like case study. You can change it up here. Midweek is your proof day. This is where you show, not tell, that you can get results. Don't overcomplicate it. You don't need a 10-page case study. Just tell a short story about something that worked. Example, we helped a small clinic go from 3 calls a month to 15 just by fixing one thing. Their call to action. They used to end posts with click the link to learn more. We switched it to comment plan if you want the 2 slide strategy we use for our clients. Same content, new CTA, 5 times more leads. Pro tip 2025 update. Make your proof relatable, not braggy. Instead of we generated 100,000 in revenue, say we helped a struggling business owner turn their content into 5 book calls in a week. Stories sell better than stats because people remember emotions, not numbers. You need numbers, but emotions are more important. You can even show behind the scenes proof, a quick Loom clip walking through results, a screenshot of your DMs with permission, of course, a client testimonial post with your insight added on top. All of these build credibility and trust, 2 things people need before ever DMing you. Friday is the personal post, connection, and authenticity. Finally, end your week with something human, not a tip, not a result, something real. Because in 2025, authenticity outperforms perfection. People follow experts for information, but they buy from humans they relate to. If you have a relatable story, you're more likely to be bought from. Example, I used to post every day and got nothing. 0 leads, 0 DM. Then I stopped trying to sound smart and started talking about real problems my clients face. The funny thing, that's when people started messaging me. Or last year, I was obsessed with posting daily. This year, I post 3 times a week and it brings in more business. Sometimes less content equals clarity. Pro tip here, don't be afraid to share lessons or small failures. Vulnerability done right. When done right, you got to do this right, makes people like and trust you more. Obviously, authenticity combined with vulnerability is the perfect match. You could talk about a mistake you made in your business, a mindset shift that changed your results, a client interaction that taught you something. These posts don't build connection, they humanize your brand. The secret sauce here, daily micromanagement, 15 to 30 minutes max. Now, here's the real hack. Your content gets amplified not by how often you post, but by how often you show up in your audience's world. Every day, spend 15 to 30 minutes doing this, like meaningfully, not just double tap and scroll. You gotta leave short, genuine comments and add value, reply to people who engage with you, because the algorithm might not always remember you, but people do. And when someone consistently engages with your post, don't ignore that. They're already warm. Send them a friendly message like, hey, name, appreciate you engaging on my post lately. Add an emoji or something like that, the prayer emoji. Curious, how are you currently generating leads right now? That's a beautiful DM. That one DM could easily open up a connection or a client conversation. And because it's natural, it doesn't feel like selling, it feels like helping. And a bonus tip here, engagement plus DMs, new leads faster than any ad. This is the best combo. People crave real conversations, not cold pitches. I have something to visualize this for you and like a calendar that you can use. So feel free to swipe it and I'm going to show it to you right now. There you go. So we have this. This is like a content rhythm you can use. This rhythm keeps you visible, valuable, human, and there's no burnout here, no confusion, no content overwhelm, just a smart, simple system that turns content into conversations, into clients. Just copy this and you'll be fine. All right, let's wrap this up. Quick recap before we go. Thank you so much for sticking this on. First, you gotta listen to your audience. Don't post what you think sounds smart or trendy. Post about what they actually care about. What's keeping them up at night? What are they stuck on? The best content doesn't show off your expertise. It solves the problems your audience already knows they have. Second, position yourself as the go-to expert. The fastest way to do that, teach, share real results, and show proof. When you show people how you think, they start trusting that you can help them and they start trusting you and your brand. That's how you go from just another person online to the person I need to talk to. Third, use a clear post structure. Every post should flow manually and naturally. It's not manually. It should be natural and seamless. Hook, insight, proof, and a simple call to action. That's the structure. Make it easy for people to understand what you do and how they can reach you. Remember, clarity beats cleverness every single time. And lastly, follow a simple weekly content rhythm. You don't need to post every day or burn yourself out. Just stick to a system, like 3 quality posts a week, so you stay visible, consistent, and attract leads without feeling like a full-time content machine. Now, if you're thinking, Jem, this all sounds great, but I don't have the time to do this myself. No problem. That's literally what I help with. If you want qualified leads delivered to you without stressing about content or outreach, just send me a quick message or go to the link below. There's multiple links, however you want to reach me. And I'll show you my pricing, real samples, and exactly how I can help you fill your calendar with ready to talk prospects. I also have trainings there, and those trainings are very long and useful and they're free. So make sure to get my free trainings as well. I'm Jem. Thank you so much for watching. If this video helped you, hit that like button, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Remember, content isn't about going viral. It's about getting visible to the right people and connecting with potential clients.